Good evening. I'm just here at work. I'm sitting here in the dark, as I usually am, as the night starts out. I usually don't turn the lights on unless I have to work on the bench or something, because I like to watch spooky videos. And luckily, YouTube still works. We just got a new VPN, and apparently, Hulu and Disney detect the VPN, and they blocked us, so we can't watch those anymore. Um, but anyway, I just wanted to put my 2 cents out there. One thing I've noticed, Forest Fence Treasure was announced Saturday, and it's only, I don't even know what day it is because I've been kind of sick. It's Tuesday, so it's only been like 4 days. And probably, it's even less next. The notification came out late on Saturday. But anyway, I mean, since then, there's just been a plethora of treasure hunts coming out, and it was like as soon as Forrest Fenn was found, everybody announced, hey, I'm doing a treasure hunt, I'm doing a treasure hunt. And it's just overwhelming. And I just wanted to put my 2 cents out there that now would probably not be the best time to put out a treasure hunt because, everybody's reeling from Forrest Fenn. And I know a lot of people, it was in the chat room, I've seen them on videos, they're like, I'm not doing another one. It was too exhausting, it was too this and that. I, excuse me. I've heard people say, "Oh, $1,000, $2,000 isn't even worth my time," and I can't imagine that. That blows my mind. And I've had people tell me that too. Oh, your prize is so low that no one's going to want to do your treasure hunt, and that's fine. But there's a lot of people who would love to have $5,000, $2,000, or whatever hunts are out there. But yeah, it's like there was such an avalanche of them, and the thing is, people announcing them, they don't realize it. I just from my own perspective, it's like, we've been watching videos all weekend about Forrest Fenn. Who's got the brain power and the time and the stamina to start watching videos on new hunts? And it's like, I think it's just too soon. I think people who are announcing their hunts now are gonna lose out. They probably should have waited a few weeks. And if you got a hunt coming out, it might be better for you to wait a few weeks because right now there's just so many that I wasn't even writing them down. I wasn't even looking at names because it seems like every video and everything I read was like, oh, by the way, now we're putting out a hunt, and by the way, we're putting out a hunt, and by the way, we got 6 hunts, and by the way, here's 6 more hunts coming out. It just seemed like so many. Um, Again, that might be my own bias talking, but it just seems like there was so many. I know there was one announced that was like $1 million hunt, um, and sure that's what you need, but it's still people are still reeling from this hunt being over, and I think not only are you losing out because people are like they want to rest from treasure hunts, but you're losing out. Excuse me, because so many people are announcing so many hunts, and it's just going to be overwhelming. So if I just a piece of advice, I mean, I released my book in the middle of when there was no hunts being announced. Just that's just the way it timed out. I'm sure if Forrest Fenn's if I was going to release my book, if I was going to release my book this weekend, um, and Forrest Fenn's hunt just ended, I probably would have held off. Um, it's just overwhelming, and I would just wait, spread them out, let people get the names down, let people figure out what they're going to do. Forums are going crazy, and um, people are just they're exhausted, and so who's going to write down all these hunts and decide which one they're going to do, or if they're going to do them all, or um, man, I welcome them, and I kind of look and see what's in my area. Hunts that are not in my area, I probably wouldn't be too excited about. Hunts that, if they're farther out from my area and they're worth it, maybe, they got to be worth at least gas money to get there. If it's a boots on the ground hunt, some people are just putting. I don't even know if you could call it hunts if you just have a riddle and if you solve it, you win. To me, that's not really a hunt. That's more of a contest. But Yeah, to me, a hunt's got to be boots on the ground at some point, or something that's hidden in the real world. That's just my opinion. If you got something online, you can solve it. You can send in your thing and have the price sent to your home. That's more of a contest. But yeah, just let's spread it out a little bit. Let's, everyone's doing something all of a sudden, and it's just overwhelming. And again, I'm just speaking for myself. It's just my opinion. It'll probably be a good couple of weeks before I'll even start to look at hunts. Um, and if your hunt gets washed under the table, because so many other hunts are out, it's going to get missed. I just think things should be stretched out a little bit. Anyway, that was just my 2 cents. Nothing else much going on. I'm dealing with some personal issues this week. It's very hard. Um, you know, and then on top of that, you get the sucker punch of, oh, Forrest Fenn's hunt is over. Uh, but yeah, I've got people who are in my life and they're not well, and I'm trying to deal with that, trying to help them out as best I can. So I might be out of the loop for a while, but yeah, just from experience, the same thing happened when Treasure Trove finished. When the last token was found, everyone said, "Oh, I'm doing my own hunt. I'm doing my own hunt." And like 6 hunts came out, and people just forgot about a bunch of them, and it worked out for 1 or 2, and didn't work out for 10. So yeah, stretch it out. Don't get too excited and release yours too soon, or to release it just because this one's over. Give us some time. Anyway, got work to do. It's actually it's only 10:30. My shift doesn't start till 11, but I always come in early to try to get as much done as I can before the phones start ringing, because the phones will start ringing at 11 o'clock. I do support a lot of people. What else? Can't think of anything else. Just hang in there. Again, people were discussing whether Forrest should release the solve. He did say in an interview, I saw that tonight, that he said that unless the finder says it's okay, he would not release the solve. And to me, that's kind of that's not the way I would do it. If someone found my token today and it's, and regardless of what they said, this is, I'm the one who hit the token, I can say, yeah, that's where it was. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know why he would say he had to get the finder's permission. I'm sure there's a lot going on there. It sounds like he hit it in a place where the legality might be questionable. And again, it's scary. If you're doing a hunt, just look at how many lawsuits Forrest Fenn has coming in. And it's funny, when the hunt's over, all these people come out hating, and they're just, I hate to say sore losers, but it's not. It's more than sore losers. It's people who put their worth on the line. That, hey, my worth is tied to this hunt. Now the hunt's over, and therefore my worth got untied. And it's very, I can see why it happens, and it's kind of sad, but it happens. And I remember when I found the snail, people were sending me hate mail and stuff, and I don't get it. I don't understand why they. I mean, I guess I can see why. I understand there's mental issues, but I don't understand why it happens in the universe. Why there are people who put that much in stake in something. I know that a friend of mine who was very popular during the hunt, he didn't find anything. Like, had people showing up at her house and stuff, and it's kind of scary. And if I still lived in Denver, I would imagine I'd be getting some of that right now, but I don't, and so I'm kind of away from it all. So I'm just gonna lay back, let things play out. But again, my recommendation would be just to hold off a few weeks. Just, people are still reeling. They're still looking for video. Right now on my screen over here, I have Forrest Fenn treasure found. the Odious Soul. I don't think I've ever watched the Odious Soul, but that popped up as a recommended video. Um, a lot of these people I'd never heard of that I've been watching just because I've been searching. You know, people are losing their. If they like Valentine Goose isn't a Forrest Fenn, whether you believe that or not. This isn't a Forrest Fenn channel. It's my channel. It's kind of a personal channel. I almost repeated my Valentine Goose trip this weekend, and because I was going to go boots on the ground, I was going to stop in Valentine. I didn't know if I was going to get to the goose part of it because that's way down in Colorado, but Valentine, Nebraska is where a whole bunch of my family landed. But yeah, the people who made Forrest Fenn channels are now like, those are the people. Hey, I'm going to make my own hunt, and it's going to be cool. And the other thing is, and this happened with at the end of Dar, people rush to do hunts. They either are going to make them too simple and they'll be over right away. They're going to end up making a mistake, which makes them, unsolvable or very hard to solve. Or if there's guessing involved, again, I hate guesses. If you have to guess for something, you've done it wrong. Or it could work. It could just happen. So I think that's the minority. That's the low percentile. I think some people are going to realize, hey, if you make it too easy, it's over too easy. Don't underestimate people on the internet. Once the Mind Hive puts its Mind Hive brain to it, things can get solved. But anyway, that's the way it is. That's my opinion. Just chill out. But anyway, I'm gonna figure out what I got to do tonight. I can see I got a whole bunch of stuff to pack up to ship. And that's always a long chore to do. Anyway, I'm going to sign off. Just consider it. Just consider holding off. Because I already saw so many things. I'm launching tonight. And who's got the time now? Everyone's still. So anyway, I'm going to sign off. My name is Randy. You can go ahead and get my book. Like I said, I'm going to lay low for a while. I know everyone's going, oh, well, now it's time to work on something else. And this one is one that's been around for about a year or so now. And there are other ones out there. People are still looking for the ones in the secret, but he hid those at a time when you can go and dig in a private area and no one thought nothing of it. You do that nowadays, you're going to get in trouble. Whistle Pig is still, I don't know, is the Clock Without a Face still going? I'm going to have to look at that one. And Fandango's over this year. I didn't put an end date on mine. I'll just keep checking the token as long as it's still out there. It's still going. So anyway, I'm going to sign off. I got to knit these together now because my phone accidentally glitched out. So I'll see you guys later. Have a good night.